Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Omega Constellation Globemaster. You can see this METAS certified automatic chronometer on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this stainless steel and tungsten bezeled watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Omega Constellation Globemaster. Now you can see on my wrist a 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. There's no mistaking why this watch took Basel World 2015 by storm. It's perfectly sized. It resurrects the famed and much loved pie pan style Constellation dial, and of course it's simply packed with value. In terms of size, it works well on a broad range of wrists. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. The case, as you measure it from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, not inclusive of the crown, is about 38.5 millimeters, so it's almost a traditionally sized formal watch. 13 millimeters thick. It's actually slimmer than it appears, only about 1 millimeter thicker than a Submariner, so it is easy to wear this with tighter sleeves or formal cuffs. Measuring it from lug to lug, you'll find a span of 47 millimeters, but if you measure the outermost extremity, that is the end links of the bracelet, you have a rigid horizontal span across the wrist of a substantial but not overwhelming 52 millimeters. Now this version of the watch is all in stainless steel, bracelet, clasp, and case with the exception of the fluted bezel, which is exceptionally hard and scratch resistant tungsten. How tough is tungsten? Well, consider that the weapons concept of rods from God, basically just physical masses dropped from satellites in orbit, uses tungsten impact vehicles. That's how tough tungsten is. It's also not shatter and chip prone as ceramic is. Now, the watch is beautifully made with a very close coupled set of individual links on a bracelet that's very, one might say, tightly assembled with exceptional tolerances on the top, but broad and open with some calculated crevices between the links on the underside to allow moisture, sweat, oils to escape the wrist, but also to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair. It's beautifully made on the top, thoughtfully designed on the bottom, and very supple. It doesn't feel as heavy or bulky on the wrist as a 3-link Rolex Oyster bracelet can be. It has a low profile, double deployant clasp, as you can see, just a single partition point. You see the Omega marquee noting where the bracelet parts, and then twin triggers so that it is quite secure when buckled, requiring positive release in order to open, not friction fit. It can't simply pop open. Now, the watch has a very traditional aesthetic. You'll note that the lugs themselves are very minimally beveled to create a sort of straight case look that's redolent of the 1950s, but there is contrast used to good effect. As you can see the polish of the case back, you can see the outer underside of the bezel is all of high polish, and then there's that hairline bevel along the flanks of the satin finished case and satin finished lug tops. Moving inboard from the fluted tungsten bezel, you can see the dial makes for outstanding legibility. There's a good deal of contrast between the blackened and applied indices and the hands at center against the silver matte base of the dial. Now, it's not a sunburst, it's a matte silver, so it glows with a warm glow rather than the blinding intensity of a sunburst. It's handsome, it's restrained, and it's in character with the watch. Now, the timepiece is quite versatile. As you can see, hours and minutes at center are luminescent, as are the indices, so like a sports watch, you'll have absolutely no trouble discerning the time in the dark with this one. Now, you'll also note that the caliber 8900 retains the much-loved time zone feature of the previous pre-METAS certified 8500, allowing you to advance the hour hand forward or backward independently of the continuous seconds and minutes. That is, it doesn't affect the balance amplitude or the precision of the timepiece as you adjust the hour forward or backwards, and it will drive the date forward or backwards. Now, you'll note on the case back, the timepiece is beautifully rendered with the resurrection of the famed observatory crest right in the center over the bearings of the winding mass, 39 joules automatic winding, twin mainspring barrels. It is a METAS certified Swiss chronometer, which means it meets and exceeds the COSC standards, but it's also tested as a fully cased up watch, so it's not a movement test as the COSC is. Rather, it is an entirely new test of the completed watch that includes chronometry developed between the Swiss Federal Meteorology Institute fluted, and omega. And of course, a new factory has been constructed specifically to build these METAS certified movements. Bidirectional automatic winding, it doesn't have unidirectional rotor wobble. Again, the 60 hours of power reserve are expended by a balance that beats at the coaxial unique 25,200 vibration per hour beat rate. It does feature hacking seconds, so when you pull the crown out, it does halt the balance and stop the seconds hand, so you can synchronize to a reference time. Moreover, it features the Si-14 silicon hairspring, such that the watch is not just anti-magnetic but amagnetic, and you'll note a dual-anchored balance bridge and a free-sprung balance for robust resistance to shock and vibration-induced timing deviation. It's also a handsome movement to look at, and it has a little bit of a nostalgia play in the form of the observatory crest. This is a contemporary watch that channels Omega's history to a T. Handsome, desirable, technically fascinating, and beautifully made. You can see and you can purchase this Omega Constellation Globemaster on our website.